Hello, Police3 UK here, and welcome to today's Game of Day. Every day, January 2020, 6 PM, a different Amstrad CPC game on my channel. So today's game is Treasure Island Dizzy, no less, by the Oliver Twins. Graphics was Neil Adamson, music and sound effects David Whittaker. So let's start the game. So you play as Dizzy. This is a sequel to the original Dizzy. I believe the Oliver Twins actually made the games on the Amstrad CPC originally and then ported them over to other systems. I might be wrong at that, but let me know in the comments. Earlier on today, that was my Commodore 64 special video as well. If you want to check that out, that's also was released today. But yeah, so let's get on with Game of Day. So let's press the fire button to start. Now, as you can see, you start off on the shore, the coastline. You can see the palm trees and the sea. Basically, you can pick up things around the world, and you see at the top you've got your inventory. Now, this game's pretty brutal. You've only got one life. Watch. Dead. The original Dizzy had more than one life, so I'm not sure why they decided to make this one life. Maybe to up the what you call it, difficulty. So let's pick up the shrub. Sorry, the protected species. So you've got to be careful with your inventory on this, because every time you press fire, your inventory goes upwards until you drop it. So as you can see, the empty solid chest is at the top. If I press fire again, he drops it, which is all well and good for objects like that. But if you've got a snorkel and you're underwater, and you accidentally drop it underwater, you drown and die, and it's game over. Now this game has got some brilliant music and stuff. There is some useless items about the place that don't help you in the quest, like that Two of a Tough place. I don't think that actually does anything apart from being in the middle of the grass. Throughout the game there's these little secrets that hide a coin. I think it's 30 coins that you've got to pick up. Sadly Dizzy doesn't put the window back in the right place. But yeah, there's booby traps everywhere on this game. It's just so difficult because you've only got one life. I mean, if you don't jump here, you will die. And the first time I ever played this game, I didn't know that, and cage crushes you and you're dead. And we're back to the title screen again, game over. Doesn't sound too bad, but if you've got really far in the game, say you've been playing it for a good few hours, and then you accidentally just drop a required item that you need to survive, or if you get crushed by one of them booby traps and it's game over, it can be quite frustrating to have to start all the way from the beginning, as it's a pretty big adventure, to be honest. So yeah, that's one downside of the game, the one life thing. It's just a bit brutal. It's just a bit, you know, it's just a bit, how am I supposed to do this if I've only got one life? And I can imagine people back in the day were tearing their hair out, especially when the booby traps are hidden, because they sometimes are. You see, you know that cage that just crushed me? Sometimes they're hidden out of screen, and you just walk under them and you're dead. You can't move as soon as that cage starts coming down. It just freezes. I think I could show you an example of that down here, if I remember where it is. Graphics are very good, nice and Dizzy-like. That's what we come to expect. The artistic design of the game is a little bit different than the first one. First one seemed a bit more eerie, but then subsequent games afterwards took more of this sort of artistic approach. See, there you go. I didn't know. If I didn't know that, I actually knew that was there because I used to play the game. But yeah, there's speech in the game as well. So yeah, there's hidden booby traps. To get in that water you need a snorkel, which is later on in the game. And so yeah, that's Dizzy for you. Dizzy 2, they went on to make a commercial success in the UK. There was loads more games in the Dizzy franchise, and it even made its way to the NES, the Master System and the Mega Drive. I don't think it made its way to the Super Nintendo, unless I might be wrong. But yeah, this is a Codemasters release, and it was from the legendary Oliver Twins. And I'm going to give Treasure Island Dizzy for the Amstrad CPC 9 out of 10. Absolutely superb. You either love him or you hate him now, it seems. And it's a bit like Marmite. You'll either love Dizzy or hate him. He's actually an egg that rolls about, an alive egg. So yeah, that's Dizzy. It has got a strange colour scheme, but I think that's due to the limitation of this particular screen mode. There's now blue in the game on the CPC version. If you look at the Spectrum version, for example, there's a lot more colour in it, which is unusual because the Spectrum's not known for having more colour. But yeah, there you go. So that's Dizzy 2 on the Amstrad CPC. If you press C, it just shows you a bit of information. And I'm going to give that 9 out of 10, like I said. Thank you for watching.